Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this call tonight. Welcome to Feeling Hungry for Health. And this is an information session where we are hopeful that we will share some information with you that's going to be super helpful in helping you age better. If we haven't met yet, I want to say hi. I am a LiveVantage executive consultant and I am based on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. I've been with the company that we're going to talk about a little bit tonight for quite a long time. In fact, it's been 9 years. And I've learned so much about health and wellness, and especially what happens as we age. And, today I'm going to share with you a couple of personal experiences that I've had and just and how the products that I'm going to be talking about have personally helped me and changed my body, and how this potentially could help you feel better and age a lot stronger. So if you are hungry for health, put a one in the chat for me, and let me share with you exactly how we can do that. So, as a consultant of this company, I want to just first of all say that we can never ever claim to cure any kind of disease, diagnose any kind of disease. It certainly is not what we do. But we can give you information about the potential ways that you can reduce damage to your cells and damage to your body that hopefully will lead to a healthier life for you. This is my family. It has been one of the absolute goals of my life to be able to be a healthy, happy grandma that can run around and bounce around with my little grandkids. And for me personally, that is one of the reasons why I am so focused on health, and especially helping folk as we get older to know exactly what to do. Now, the company I mentioned very briefly is called LiveVantage, and I want to just let you know that this company is a NASDAQ traded company. It has been around now. We've just had our 16th year anniversary in network marketing. The company was open for about 9 years prior to that in normal shops. And it then transitioned into a direct sales kind of model. We have 28 peer-reviewed independent studies published on the Bible library of for medical professionals called PubMed.gov. So you can trust us. Our products are reputable. We don't ever take anything to market that is not well proven and has extremely high quality. No other company, and I mean that, no other company can say that they have 28 peer-reviewed studies on activators. We are the only company in the world. In fact, we are about 20 years ahead of most companies when it comes to activation. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We are now operating in many, many countries. As you can see there, we are open right across the world, of course, including Australia and New Zealand. We are accredited by many, many institutions, universities, associations. There's a couple of names on the screen there for you. National Institute of Aging have actually given one of our products an absolute tick of approval. In fact, has said that it is the only product they've ever tested that is natural and that extends life. That is a big claim. And I don't know about you, but if I can live longer because I take one extra tablet a day, I definitely want to do that. American Heart Association did a study. They took, I think it was about 50 adults, and they put some of them on our one product, the others not. But these guys obviously didn't know who was on and who wasn't. And they found that the bunch that were on our product had zero calcification and hardening of the arteries in their hearts, versus the other guys had huge calcification and hardening of the arteries. Now, that always leads to heart attacks, stents, heart disease. Now, again, we can't make any claims that if you take our product, that's not going to happen to you. But science is science and proof is proof. And if you have a look at the studies that this Heart Association of America published, in fact, they put it in their journal to say that they highly recommend all their cardiologists put their customers on this product or their patients on this product. That's a big call to make, right? So that is huge. And it is absolutely exciting to know that I am daily putting this in my body as well as my husband. And literally every person I love, I've told about it, and most of them are taking it. So very excited to bring to you products and a range of products that is heavily tested, high in quality. We also have a very, very solid scientific advisory board, and you can see some of the names and the professions on there. They range from being cardiologists to chiropractors to we have an osteopathic doctor there. We have a doctor of pharmacy. We have just GPs. So many credible individuals that are on the advisory board giving the company suggestions and advice, and also making sure that the company is doing the right thing when we bring out product. So, ever feel like you're aging too fast? Oh my goodness, I'd love to know if that's you. Ever feel like you're aging too fast? Or maybe you just feel like you got a few aches and pains, you're low on energy, man, you got brain fog. And then when you look in the mirror, you're like, holy smokes, what's going on? More wrinkles, more gray hair, my skin is looking old. And especially when you hit those late 40s, early 50s, you start seeing weight gain. And weight gain that is unshakable. You just struggle to get rid of it. Well, that is unfortunately the the average, I guess, route that happens for most people with aging. Now, I'm really excited to say to you that we know today what causes aging. And of course, you can't stop aging. We all get older. There's two things that's guaranteed, and that's that you're going to get born and you're going to get die. And in between, you age. From the day that you are born, literally, you start aging. Do we have any control over slowing this down? What do you think? Do we? Let's first of all look at the problems. What leads to aging? Or what leads to enhanced aging? First of all, there's something in our body called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress damages our cells, causing faster aging. Now, not just does it damage our cells and cause faster aging, but when cells are damaged, it is the forefront of disease. Disease starts with damaged cells. And if you have a look and go study and research oxidative stress, you will see that it is linked to just about every single disease and illness and condition that people experience. So, would you say it's a key thing to reduce oxidative stress in your body if you can? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. The second condition or issue really that what leads to aging is called declining mitochondria. Now, mitochondria are the little batteries in our cells. That's where all of our energy comes from. And as we get older, the mitochondria decline. In fact, the mitochondrial functions decline, makes less mitochondria, they work less efficiently, therefore we have less energy. And when you have less energy, every single part of your body is affected. Your brain doesn't function the way it used to. Your heart can't pump the way it used to. It's got less energy. So that's another really big part of aging. Thirdly, lower NAD levels. Now, if you've not heard of NAD, I really want to encourage you to go and Google that and research NAD. But NAD levels are essential in our body because I'm going to share with you in a little bit what they do. But lower NAD levels lead to slower cell repair. So your cells just get more and more damaged and they struggle to get back to good health. Another big problem as we age, or cause of this, is collagen production decreases. And this impacts, of course, your external, so your skin, your hair, your nails, but also the internal, your joints, your bones, your muscles, your cartilage, your brain, your heart. Almost everything in the body is affected when collagen is reduced. In fact, did you know that if we had no collagen in our bodies, we would be a blob of nothing on the floor? That's quite a sight, hey? And that's the truth. Collagen is like the glue that holds everything together. And then lastly, GLP-1, which is a hormone in our bodies, our body makes it. What happens? The problem is it reduces, the body makes less and less, and so those GLP-1 levels drop. And this affects metabolism, slows down, weight is gained very often. We have stuff like binge eating, cravings. It can even lead to addictions. But also additional stuff. GLP-1 affects the brain, it affects the cardiovascular health, it affects every organ in your body. And you can see there's just five of the problems we associate with aging. Now, can we fix any of that? Let's have a think about this. Well, our company 20 years ago came up with the solution of how to fix oxidative stress. And we discovered that the body actually has a system that we were born with that is meant to keep oxidative stress at regular levels. And it does that by producing antioxidants. But as we get older, our body makes less and less antioxidants. So our company looked at, and it was a long process, guys, 30 years of development, 10 scientists at the end of it to see how can we turn back on the production of antioxidants. Is it even possible? And they discovered a way of doing that, and it is called activation. So 5 herbs put together in a certain formula and synergy turns back on the production of antioxidants. And so we realized that, hey, yes, we can have solutions, and let's start looking at each one of them individually. You see, people today think that they can supplement their way out of aging badly. Well, I've got worse news for you, and that is you cannot. But you can take as many supplements as you want. You will never be able to do what the body can do naturally, which is activation. So if you look at the science of supplementation versus activation, it's like comparing a mobile phone that came out 10 years ago versus one that you can buy today. They just cannot do the same thing. Those old mobile phones, they weren't smartphones. You couldn't go onto the internet and do shopping and all that stuff. Today you can. And that is the difference between supplementation and activation. It works at a completely different level. Supplements provide temporary nutrients externally. So you intaking, tablets, or it could be a drink, whereas we make what we need through activation. It is an internal cellular stimulation process, and it is long lasting, right? And we can continue on doing that every single day by using the products that we have brought to market. So let's look at addressing the very first problem, which I mentioned, which is oxidative stress. Now, what does a body full of oxidative stress look like? Well, one of the first signs actually is gray hair. When you see somebody in their 30s with lots of gray hair, in fact, some people are fully gray hair. Well, one of the reasons for gray hair is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress creates pain and aches. It creates joint pain. It creates brain fog. It can be exhaustion. It can actually lead on to, and it does lead on to multiple of thousands of diseases. So, what can we do to reduce oxidative stress? Now, you can eat really healthy food, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables. Eat healthily, don't eat packaged stuff. Look after your lifestyle, exercise, drink lots of water. That is all definitely going to help. Sleep, get your 8 hours of sleep every day. That's essential. But because of the way we live today, the environment that is so toxic, our lives, the stuff we put on our hair, the makeup we wear, to the hand cream we use, to the soap we use to wash our dishes in. I mean, it just is incredible the toxin load we put on our bodies daily. So the food you eat, the water you drink is not going to actually do enough to keep you out of trouble, to reduce your oxidative stress. But friends, we have discovered 20 years ago a product that, as I said, it took 30 years to do. And what this product does is it reduces oxidative stress in your body by 40% in just 30 days. Now, in 2003, we launched this product into shops. And in 2009, 6 years later, we took it out and put it into direct sales. And we have now sold 1 million bottles. In fact, it's way over 1 million bottles of this product. This is the product that has 28 studies published on PubMed. It works. How does it work? Well, the 5 herbs, all natural, put together, turns on the NRF2 pathway in your body, which produces antioxidants by the gazillions. It is unquantifiable the number of antioxidants that one tablet a day produces in your body. It protects your cells, it improves energy, it gives you clearer thinking, and we age healthier. Now, I can tell you this product has absolutely transformed my body. I had lots of stuff going on with my body. My bloods were all abnormal, and I've now been on this product for 9 years. And not long after, about 6 months after I started, my tests start showing more normal in terms of bloods, and I just felt incredibly better. Today I'm back to absolutely normal, and I take lots of different products, not just this one, but this certainly is the cornerstone of health. I believe that with all of my heart. Now, we take NRF2 Protandim to make antioxidants. I mentioned that before. Here's a real life story. Here's just one simple way of what happens when your cells heal, when the oxidative stress is reduced in your body. Listen to this customer of ours. She says, I started on NRF2 approximately 8 weeks ago. Immediately, my energy improved and my brain fog disappeared. I've had 4 operations in 2 years, and I found I could not get my muscle tone back. On NRF2, this also improved. I also had a nail discoloration due to my crashed immune system, and they are also coming right. I forgot to add, I broke my 5th metatarsal head on right hand 2 weeks ago, and healing is at the stage expected at 4 weeks. It's just 2 weeks, and you can see she is so much better. Guys, it has been incredible what this product does to help with aging. Yes, Ken. Ken says, since my first posting about NRF2 journey over a year ago, I've done so much. Becoming a daddy again at 54. Oh my goodness. Was never on my radar yet. Here I am rocking it, carrying my daughter on my back up mountain ranges, despite being diagnosed 6 years ago with arthritis, bursitis, and a few other ailments. My wife and I are expecting another child, and I used to be worried I would be too old to enjoy them growing up. But NRF2 has put an end to that worry. I have more vitality, virility, enthusiasm, positivity, optimism, determinism, immunity, and more. Axio is also amazing, and I always take a bottle of premix with me. It's a great time to be alive. Now, guys, when we see stories like that, I tell you what, this makes every second that we work in our businesses so worthwhile because we want to help people. That is what we are about. Now, the second problem we have with aging, as I mentioned at the start, is mitochondria. And there's a pathway in your body called NRF1. And this pathway is solely responsible for making mitochondria in your body. In 2016, we launched the second activator of this company called Protandem NRF1. And this product improves mitochondrial health. Now, I mentioned before, mitochondria are the batteries in your cells. And if those batteries go flat, you go flat. That's when grandma's just sitting in the rocking chair and she can barely, walk around, yet alone play with the grandkids. That is never going to be me because my mitochondria is healthy. This helps to sustain your physical and mental energy. It's not just about the physical, it's also about the mind. How much can you do? How much can you think? How quick are you? Are you walking into rooms thinking, why am I here? Yeah, don't get too worried. That has happened to people. But if that happens more and more and more, my friend, get onto NRF2 and NRF1 and charge up your brain. It needs the help, it needs the extra energy. So, how do we do this? Again, we turn on a pathway, the NRF1 pathway in your body, and it starts making new mitochondria. It also restores existing mitochondria, and very important is it takes away the dead mitochondria. Okay, it does a cleaning function as well. So again, our company is not about supplementing. We're about turning on and your body naturally making what it needs. And in this case, it is more energy by having more mitochondria. Now, the third thing I mentioned is cell health. And there's I mentioned to you NAD, and there's a function in our body called sirtuin activity. This sirtuin activity only happens when we take or make NAD in our bodies. Now, in 2019, we launched our third activator, and this boosts the production of NAD in your body. Now, that sirtuin activity enhances cellular repair, vitality, and cognitive function. So it's like putting a big industrial vacuum cleaner into your cell and it cleans it out and makes it super healthy. Imagine if you never service the engine of a car or you never change the filters. It's going to get blocked up, right? And that's exactly what happens in our cells. This comes in, cleans it out, and suddenly every cell, which means every organ, every function, every limb, every part of your body can start functioning normally. That is what we want, right? As we get older, we don't want all that brain fog and all that confusion and all that, you know, just difficulty functioning normally. No, we want to still be sharp. So, once again, we take this product to turn on NAD production, which brings about the sirtuin activity, cleaning out those cells. We take it to make it. I love these products. Now, this is just a support product, and it is because we just didn't want to see people and don't want to see people taking these unnatural, synthetic, awful energy drinks. Guys, that stuff is poison. If you are drinking any of that stuff, I really want to encourage you to go and research what that does to your body. If your children are having it or your spouse or partners, please get them off of it. This is an all natural solution. It is brain power. We launched this one in 2015. Now, there's a caffeinated version and a low caffeinated version. And it's going to help you with that mental clarity and sustained energy without crashes. It's not like an energy drink where it just gives you a big spike and then you crash. This is a consistent sharpness and energy throughout the day. It creates brain messages in your body, and we call this a nootropic drink. Very, very incredible what this does, guys. Powers your brain and also your body. So, yes, Margie, one of my great friends, actually, she says she has so much energy. How do you get, well, she gets asked. And honestly, every time I'm with her, I'm like the same thing. Margie, you just have so much energy. Well, guys, Margie is absolutely hooked on this Axio drink as well. It is all natural. It does zero harm to your body, only benefits your body. And Margie said she couldn't possibly do, think about drinking those awful other drinks because she knows what it does to her body. So go and check out this product of ours. Now, friends, there's another problem in the body as we get older, and the body makes less and less collagen. Now, you can see it, when somebody starts getting all wrinkly, and even when the hair starts thinning, that's collagen. There's predominantly collagen is what causes that skin elasticity and the youthful appearance. And when your body is not making collagen, things start going south. You know what I mean, right? So this supports joint health and your cartilage health as well. It reduces pain. Of course, one of the things you hear older people talk about consistently, and put it too in the chat for me if you know somebody that says this is, oh, my knees are hurting, or my elbow is hurting. Now that is cartilage in the knees, right? And this is oftentimes because our body is running short of collagen. Now, even my son, who's only 31 years old, 32 years old now, says to me, Mum, I ache, my knees ache if I don't have my collagen. And, it could be because of sport, but gosh, he's so young and he's already noticing it. He absolutely 100% notices when he hasn't had his collagen. It's crucial too for muscle strength and recovery. Now, one of the biggest risks and challenges we face as we get older is muscle loss, muscle deterioration. Guys, it is very, very dangerous. Your body needs strong muscle. And also sometimes, most of the time actually, when somebody loses weight, they're losing muscle with that. We don't want that to happen as we age. And collagen is essential for strong muscles and also for recovery for when you have done some exercise. Can you believe that collagen is also in your bones? It supports bone density and overall bone health. Now, that's another big challenge with people aging is bone health. And oftentimes you see the horrible arthritis creeping in. Guys, look after your collagen levels. Collagen is also essential for your brain. It really promotes brain health and function. Very important for cardiovascular. In fact, for all the processes in your body, the blood flow, your blood pressure, all of those things are linked back to collagen levels as well. So we have an incredible collagen that is again an activator. It turns on the production of your body's own collagen. This product launched in 2023. It is the only liquid collagen activator that I'm aware of. I've never seen any other one that has a study to prove that it actually increases your collagen levels. This stimulates the collagen production. It benefits your skin, your joints, your muscles, stronger bones, clearer cognitive function, and of course your cardiovascular health, which again is one of the biggest risks for us as we get older. It increases your collagen by 100% in just 30 days. 30 days of using this one little bottle a day increases your collagen by 100%. That is insane. Look at this lady. Now, here's a perfect example for you. Almost 1 year that she was on the product. She says, for being 64 years old, I feel amazing. The noticeable big changes I see are definitely the skin on my neck and my face. I've also really noticed the aches in my hands, knees, joints, and low back have greatly improved. Even my chiropractor has noticed that I'm staying in alignment better. I've even noticed that I feel an overall sense of well-being. I just feel happy and I'm loving that too. And Betty is one of our consultants in the US. Now look at Betty's face. You can see it. It is really visible. Now, especially look at her neck. Look at what it looked like here. She just looks so much younger. And you can see it in the bounce that she has in her step, which I love. Now, friends, the last thing we're going to look at is GLP-1. And you may have heard of things like Ozempic or Manjaro or what's the other one? Wegovy. There's a number of synthetic drugs that increases GLP-1. In fact, it actually injects GLP-1 into your gut, which I personally am very much against. I really would love for you to do some research on the danger that is associated with that. And if you can find a natural alternative, I really suggest that you have a look at that because there's so much evidence now to show long-term side effects caused by these synthetics. Now, recently, up as recent as just last month, our company has brought to the market a natural product that turns on the production of GLP-1. Now, why is GLP-1 important? Well, this is a natural hormone in the body that manages your blood sugar levels. And it also um, works on the signal between your brain and your gut. It's called the brain gut axis. Now, when that is healthy, your brain gut communicates really well. You don't struggle with things like excessive hunger or excessive cravings or binge eating because the system is talking to each other and it's a healthy system. But if it's not healthy, and which it generally isn't as we get older, it gets damaged, then you can have real big challenges with trying to lose weight. GLP-1 decreases with age and it contributes to that real stubborn weight gain, the cravings, and you just can't shake it. It's almost impossible to shake it. Well, this is our product. It's a two-part system. As I mentioned, we launched just last month in Australia and in New Zealand. We launched in October in the US, and in the first month, we sold 12 million US in sales in this product. Guys, this product has been phenomenal for us and for so many people. Why? Because it increases your GLP-1 levels by 220%. That is crazy. 12 weeks of using it. That is what the studies showed. Now, again, it's an independent clinical trial that was done in Sydney. Um, and the results showed 220% increase. It promotes a healthy metabolism, weight management, and reduced cravings. And the results have been not just about weight loss, but so much more. We have seen people who were pre-diabetic before they went onto the clinical trial be normal after the clinical trial because of the element of balancing blood sugar levels. Guys, it is insane what this product does. The amount of people that have said it has reduced their cravings, sugar cravings, alcohol cravings, soda cravings, food cravings, as well as 91% of the people are saying that they experienced decreased portion sizes. 86% felt decreased appetite. 80% felt satisfied between meals. They weren't constantly looking. That food noise that's in your head all the time was gone. And the final results were 8.6% of body fat decreased over a 12-week period. What is to me the most outstanding figure here is 18.8% of visceral fat decrease. Now, visceral fat is the fat that sits inside you. You can't see it, it's around your organs. And that is the fat that causes heart attacks, strokes, kidney disease, all sorts of issues. Everybody should be focused on reducing visceral fat. It's challenging to do though, but look at the results that this product is given after just 12 weeks. Another crucial one for us, especially as we age, is that muscle increased. How's that even possible? Well, because of the protein, we encourage you increase your protein intake when you're on this product, but this product burns fat. It is made to reduce your fat and increase your muscle. Look at that. It's absolutely incredible. So great results. And, this is me. I'm super vulnerable putting these photos out there. Big challenge for me. But you can see here my before and after. And this was 4 months in. I've now lost 18 kgs and 96 centimeters. 98 centimeters I'm down. Guys, this has been phenomenal for me. The biggest thing though is that I have zero cravings for sugar or carbs like I used to. I don't binge eat anymore. And that constant food noise of, what am I going to eat next? And what is there in the house? And like, I should have a treat. It's gone. I just don't care for it as much as I used to. I'm now literally eating to stay alive, not living to eat. Big difference. So I've got a way to go there still, but hey, I'm pretty happy with my results. And I now join. So, all of this I did, guys, without doing any extra exercise or any changes to my life. I simply just introduced the product. But this week, Friday, I'm actually starting with a PT for the first time. And I'm going to go twice a week to gym just to see how it changes and enhances the weight loss. Here's another great friend of mine. She's a tiny lady, really didn't have anything I thought to lose. But look at this. She lost 24 centimeters and it's all around her waist area. And again, guys, that is the visceral fat. She's sleeping much better and just feels great. And Callahan, I adore you. Now, can I really change the way I age? Can you really change the way you age? Yes. How? Through cellular activation. This directly addresses the aging causes. Lifestyle changes and targeted products can significantly impact health. And guys, we are absolutely blown away to know that we have what I believe is the top 5 product in the industry to help you age better and reduce the risk of what can go wrong. Now, can I reduce the risk of disease? As I said before, we cannot claim that we can cure, heal, prevent, mitigate, or diagnose any disease. But if you go and study and research what happens when you reduce oxidative stress, when you increase mitochondrial health, when you increase NAD or sirtuin activity, you will see also when you increase collagen and you increase GLP-1, go research that and you will see what potentially you could be cutting out of your life by doing that. So activation is the answer. It supports healthier cells. Healthier cells lead to more energy, quality of life, and potentially longer life. So if you have any questions about any of these products, please go back to the person who invited you to listen to this today. We would love for you to commit to a healthier, younger future. And we know that our products will certainly do that for you. Now, you don't have to start on all the products. You can start on, well, we recommend the highest for you would be our Protandim range, but it does depend on what it is that you want to achieve. And the person inviting you on here today will be able to speak through that with you. If weight loss, that stubborn weight, that just annoying, I can't tie my shoes. I know what that feels like. I want to run around with my grandkids and I can't do that. If that is something that you would like to change, then I would highly recommend our GLP-1 product with Protandim NRF2. Reduce oxidative stress, increase GLP-1, and you, my friend, will feel like a different person. Not just feel like a different person, you'll be able to function better, your brain will be sharper, and your body will slowly get back into the habit and the strength that it was when you were much, much younger. So please go back to the person who invited you, share with them your story, share with them your goals in terms of your health and weight, and we would love, love, love to help you. Thank you so much for being on here, and what great news. You can control how fast you age. Don't just let it slip away. Take control today and get activated. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.